All right, let's just jump right in. Look, if you feel like you're drowning in AI news, trying to keep up with the pace of everything, you are definitely not alone. I mean, this past week has been an absolute explosion of new tools and models that are, well, they're fundamentally changing the entire game.
Yeah, this quote right here, it's from our source material, and it perfectly nails the energy of the moment. We're talking a brand new, top-of-the-line open source model, image generators that are doing things we didn't think were possible, and even an AI that's creating a digital map of, well, the entire planet. It's been a lot.
And that really gets to the heart of what we're digging into today. What happens when this kind of state-of-the-art AI is suddenly, well, available to everyone? We're seeing this massive shift where this incredible power isn't just for a few giant tech companies anymore. So, what does this new wave of accessible AI really mean for all of us? How's it going to change things?
Okay, so first up, let's talk about the creative tools. You know how for years you could kind of spot an AI-generated image? There were always these little giveaways, these weaknesses. Well, that is changing, and it's changing fast.
One of the biggest dead giveaways was always text. You'd see these otherwise amazing images with just gibberish, right? A totally garbled, misspelled mess. But check this out. New open-source models like Tencent's LimX Ollie are using some really clever new techniques, and now they're rendering text almost perfectly. We're talking on the same level as the big, expensive proprietary tools.
And Tencent wasn't done. Oh no, they also dropped something called Humanoid. Get this, it's an open source tool that can spit out a fully explorable 3D world from just one picture or a single line of text. Just think about that for a second. You could build an entire game environment with one command, and the word is, the detail and the resolution are the best anyone's seen from this kind of tool. Period.
Then there's this other new AI, Flux One Create. Its whole mission is to fight that, that plasticky, super polished look that just screams AI generated. Instead, it's designed to make stuff that looks real, that feels natural. It even adds things like motion blur or makes a photo look like it was taken by an amateur, just to give it that authentic feel.
So all these new creative tools, they're all pointing to a much, much bigger story here. And that's the unbelievable rise of open source models. We're at a point where they're not just nipping at the heels of the big tech giants, they're directly competing with them. And in some cases, they're actually winning.
Okay, so what do we even mean by open source AI? Let's break it down. Super simple. It means the code, the blueprint for the AI is public. It's out there for anyone. You can download it, you can use it, you can build your own things on top of it, you can even change it for your own projects. And a lot of the time, it's totally free, even for business. It's like giving the master keys to the kingdom to everyone.
And look, this chart really shows you the new reality in black and white. When you take a new open source model, like this GLM 4.5, and you put it head-to-head with the top-of-the-line proprietary models, it's right there with them. In fact, in some tests for complex reasoning, it's actually beating them. Seriously, a year ago, this was pretty much unthinkable.
But what does that performance actually look like in the real world? Well, one of the wildest things is its one-shot power. You can literally give it one single prompt, like, hey, build me a Flappy Bird game. And boom, it spits out a fully working, error-free game. No back and forth, no debugging, it just works on the first try. It's incredible.
And this isn't just some lucky fluke either. We're seeing a flood of these powerful open-source models coming out from companies like Alibaba and Zhipu AI. And what's really interesting is that this surge, especially from a lot of Chinese companies, is rapidly leveling the global playing field. State-of-the-art AI isn't just a Silicon Valley thing anymore.
All right, so this stuff isn't just happening on our screens in some digital vacuum. No, this massive leap in AI smarts is now being used to understand and even interact with the physical world around us. And the results are, well, they're pretty profound. Just try to wrap your head around this number. Over 80 petabytes. For perspective, a single petabyte is 1,000 terabytes. It's a staggering, almost incomprehensible amount of data, and that is how much planetary data Google DeepMind is wrangling for its newest project. So what is it? It's a project called AlphaEarth, and the best way to think about it is like a digital twin of our entire planet. A single, super high-res model. It pulls together all the satellite data to track massive global changes, We're talking deforestation, cities expanding, where our water is, and it does it with way fewer mistakes than the old models. For science and research, this is an absolute game changer.
And that same intelligence is finding its way into robots. I mean, sure, we've seen robots do kind of simple stuff like tossing laundry into a basket. But now look at this. This is a new robot called LimX Ollie, and it's sorting all these small, different-shaped objects into these tiny little slots. That is a way more complex and delicate task. It's a huge leap in dexterity, and it just shows you how fast this is all moving.
You know, AI is also getting way smarter at helping us get smarter. ChatGPT just pushed out this new free feature that basically turns it into your own personal tutor. So instead of just spoon-feeding you the answer, it flips the script. It starts asking you questions, making you actually think through the problem yourself. It's a huge shift from just getting information to actually, learn.
Okay, and that brings us to our final point. And this one gets a little weird, a little meta, because the very latest thing that's happening is AI that can create, well, exactly what you're listening to right now.
So Google has this thing called Notebook LM, and they just launched a feature called Video Overviews. You can just drop in a PDF, a research paper, even just a web link, and the AI will create a short explainer just like this one, with slides and a voiceover to break it all down for you. It's wild.
Yeah, the creator of our source material, he joked, "I am so screwed with this feature." And yeah, it's funny, but it really hits on a serious point, right? The tools for taking complex information and explaining it, they're becoming automated. You could feed this AI a dozen news articles and get an explainer, just like this one.
So that's where we're left. That's the world we're stepping into. As these incredibly powerful tools for creating things, for explaining things, get into everybody's hands, the power to shape the story gets spread out too. So the question isn't just about what the tech can do anymore. The real question is, what are we going to choose to do with it? If AI can explain our world, what story are we going to choose to tell?